Welcome to Everyday Yoga. I am so glad that you clicked on this video today because I have a lovely little sequence for low back pain. So let's go ahead and just get on to it. We're going to start on our bellies today in a nice soft Sphinx pose. So when I say Sphinx, picture the Sphinx statue in Egypt. Picture how the forearms are pressing down onto the earth. And I'm going to avoid looking at the camera here if at all possible because I don't want to strain my neck and I don't want you to strain your neck. So take a peek and then get into the pose. So we're in Sphinx. Our fingers are nice and wide. We're drawing the heart forward and really pressing actively into the tops of the feet here. That will help protect your low back. And as you draw the heart forward, we don't want to crank the neck up like this or from side to side, but we kind of want to tuck that chin towards the chest and draw the crown of the head up and away. This will protect your neck. So drawing the heart forward and kind of actively drawing those shoulder blades down towards the back pockets here. Go ahead and take the chin gently towards the chest and draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. Draw the chin back to the chest. And then slowly bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Just very gradually, without cranking the neck, we're just inviting a little bit of movement here because everything is connected in the body. And if you have tension in the neck, it's very likely that you will also have tension in the low back. So drawing that crown forward, tucking the chin, really pressing into the tops of the feet here, and maybe even sort of tractioning the thighs inward so that you can make space in the low back. So the heels are sort of dropping out to the sides. Take a nice deep breath here. And then as you inhale, go ahead and draw the palms back towards the rib cage. Press up into tabletop and then press back into child's pose. In child's pose here, you can sweep the arms alongside the legs so that the palms are facing up, and you can bring your forehead to a block or to the mat. Take a nice big breath here and really fill up the back with fresh, clean air. And then as you exhale, just let the shoulders roll away towards one another. Let the shoulder blades slide towards the floor. Every time you inhale, really think about expanding from the back. Instead of breathing into the belly, we're breathing into the back here. And every time you exhale, just drop any effort from this pose. And while you may not think that this pose takes any effort, if you do a little scan of your body, you might notice that you're holding tension in your jaw, in your neck, in your hands. So every time you inhale, broaden the back. And every time you exhale, let go of any effort that you don't need to be exerting here. And you can stay in this pose as well as in Sphinx pose as long as it feels good to you. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll up to Hero's pose. Draw up to your knees and take a step out with the right foot. Just coming into a nice, easy, low lunge here. Maybe find a focal point so you can keep your balance, because this might not look like it's a balanced, challenging pose, but you're a little off kilter here. So look out in front of yourself, find a stationary focal point, and take your gaze to that drishti or focal point. Really press your right hand into the top of the thigh and then your left hand on the right hand here, and push into the thigh. Draw yourself up, draw your crown up, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe even inch that front foot forward a bit so that you can really get into this lunge here. This is going to help bring some relief to the back as well. Inhale here. Take a nice big exhale. Letting go of any effort that you don't need to be using here. And then take the fingertips down to the mat and we'll switch legs. So again, the stance can be really short here if that feels best in your body, or you can inch that front foot away to really get more of a stretch in this hip flexor here. This hip flexor is connected to the psoas muscle, which goes all the way around here. And it is the only muscle that holds the upper part of your body to the lower part of your body. So it gets a lot of work. We'll press the left hand into the top of the thigh, press the right hand onto the left, and really draw yourself up, drawing those shoulder blades down the back, drawing the crown to the sky, lifting the heart. Breathing into the hip flexor. Every time you inhale, take your focus here. And every time you exhale, let go of any effort you don't need to be exerting. And then we'll go ahead and bring the fingertips back to the mat. And let's draw into a seat. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Bring the palms of the hands to the backs of the thighs. And let's just roll down one vertebrae at a time to the mat. Before you do that though, I want to show you. This is my mala bead necklace. As you can see, it's beaded together, and it might be blending into my shirt today, so I apologize for that. But imagine that this is your spine, and these are all the little vertebrae here. And we want the spine to have a nice, healthy curve here, no matter what position it's in, whether you're lying down, whether you're standing up. We want a nice, healthy curve. We want that nice, natural S shape that our backs make. We don't want this. We don't want to bend it. We don't want to do that with the vertebrae in the neck. We don't want to do that with the vertebrae in the back. So when you are sitting up like this and you draw the spine down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, imagine that this is what's happening here. We don't want to just go and come down and bend anything. So really think about that as you're taking your spine to the mat. With the hands on the backs of the thighs, one vertebrae at a time, slowly, slowly, slowly rolling down to the mat. And then go ahead and take your hands and feet away, drawing out in a nice big stretch here. And then take the palms next to the hips. Bring the feet back to the mat, bending the knees so that they're pointing up towards the sky. We're getting ready for a bridge pose here. But typically in bridge pose, you just press the hips up and really squeeze the glutes. But what we're wanting to do is continue that nice rolling of the vertebrae here. So when you're getting ready to lift up into bridge, instead of just sending the hips right up in a nice straight line like that, think about the front of the thighs, the top, middle part of the thighs. And think about drawing the thighs up towards the sky. Then think about drawing the hip flexors up to the sky. And then think about rolling the spine upward. So we're lifting with parallel legs here. We're lifting first from the fronts of the thighs, kind of tilting the pelvis here. Lifting second from the hip flexors, really pressing the small of the back into the earth before we roll it up and lift it to the sky. And then we'll do that in reverse and just roll right back down, one vertebrae at a time. Gently setting the spine back down on the mat. So just work with the rolling bridges here a little bit. Finding some relief in the back, releasing out any tension there. Lifting and rolling the spine just like a beaded necklace. And again, you can do that as often as you like. Let's go ahead and lift the left thigh, but instead of drawing it in with the hands, let's just lift the thigh in first and really draw in, flexing the foot, finding a little bit of tension there in that hip flexor, but strengthening it as well before we release the outside of the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. And you can stay here, maybe taking the heel of the left hand to the inside of the left thigh and pressing it away from you, really massaging into that left hip flexor. There's nothing wrong with a little self-massage here. And you can invite yourself to be your own healer. Now, with the palms pressing into the earth, without using your hands, lift both legs up. And again, really visualize that spine. Think about lifting the tailbone first, curling the back into the mat and drawing the legs in towards the chest. And then gently roll back down, slowly, 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 one vertebrae at a time. And again, lifting up. You can do this as many times as feels good for you. And when you're ready to come to the top, you can go ahead and thread the left hand in between the thighs here and reach around and clasp your hands behind your right thigh. You can roll a little bit from side to side. You can press the legs away or draw them in closer. Really giving yourself a little back massage as you rock back and forth. Finding what feels good in your body. Everybody's going to be different. What might feel good to me might not feel good to you and vice versa. So be curious and be willing to explore a little bit. Once you've had enough here, go ahead and cross the left leg all the way over the right. And reach out to clasp either your pants or your calves or inch down to your ankles or maybe grab your toes. And you can really draw those legs in towards the chest and really get a nice stretch here in the outside of the left thigh and that IT band. You can press the feet up into the hands and get a nice little stretch across the shins. Again, explore this a little bit here. And then while keeping the left hand on the right ankle or the right foot, we're going to bring the sole of the left foot down to the earth. So we're just laying the right foot down, pressing the left foot into the mat. You can still hold on to this right foot or ankle or wherever your hand is most comfortable. Or you can release if you like. And you can draw that right arm up overhead And even arch the side body over towards the left. Really getting a great, great stretch in this whole right side body here. Again, as you inhale, focus the breath on the area of the body that is holding any tension or discomfort. And as you exhale, release that tension and discomfort. Let it go. You can hold this pose as long as time allows for you as well, and as long as it feels good. And when you're ready to come out, just go ahead and unwind the legs, straighten out the body, reach overhead and send the toes out long. And then we'll bring the palms back to the mat, bring the soles of the feet back to the mat, point the knees up towards the sky. And we'll go ahead and send that right knee in towards the chest again without using the hands. And you can just do this right here as many times as feels good to you too. This will help release some of that tension in the low back. And then when you're ready to lay the right ankle on the left thigh, go ahead and do that. Maybe using the heel of the right hand to press the thigh away. Really getting a nice massage there. It's one of the cool things about self-massage. When somebody else is doing it, you have to be like, move a little to the right, a little harder, a little softer. But if you do it yourself, you know exactly what you want and where you want it. And if you're looking for a little back massage for yourself, use some tennis balls. And just roll around on it. Find the places that need that little extra massage. When you're ready, go ahead and lift the left leg in towards the chest, again without using the hands at first. Strengthening that hip flexor that will help stabilize your low back. And then when you're ready, you can thread the right hand in between the thighs and play around a little bit here. Use the pressure of the floor to massage the low back. Maybe the legs are in closer for you, maybe they're farther away. Just let it be what it is. Find what feels good and go there. And then when you're ready, you can continue crossing the right leg over the left. Reach down for calves, shins, ankles, or feet, whatever is within a good reach for you where you can still keep the shoulders flat on the mat. And draw the legs in closer. Send the feet up into the hands and get that nice stretch across the calves there. And when you've had enough there, continue holding the left ankle with the right hand, and we're going to put the sole of the right foot down on the earth. You might hear some snap, crackle, pops along the way. Reach that left arm up and send it over towards the right to get that really great left side body stretch. I'm smiling because it feels great, and I hope it feels good for you too. Breathing into the left side body. Maybe taking the gaze over the right shoulder. And when you're done here, go ahead and send everything out long. Get a nice big stretch, and then on an exhale, draw one knee and then the other in towards the chest. Draw the nose to the knees. We're just realigning the spine, realigning the neck, realigning the hips. Send the soles of the feet back down towards the earth. Let's send the left leg out long, and go ahead and use your hands to draw the right knee into the chest. Send the right arm out to the side. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, draw the right knee over towards the left. finding a gentle twist. And you want to rest that right foot to a block or a cushion or to the mat, to something. You don't want it just hanging out there all by itself, unsupported. Maybe take the gaze out over the right palm. Breathing here, maybe giving your hip a little massage with your fingertips. And when you're ready to come out, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. That'll help you tap into the core, so when you inhale back to center, you're using the strength of your core to pull you back up. Bring both knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug, realign everything, and then let's send the right leg out long. Send the left arm out to the side. Inhale here. And exhale to draw the left knee across the body, gazing out over the left palm. Maybe massaging into the hip here. Breathing into that left hip. Finding a little bit of relief here. Oh, breathing into that low back. And as you exhale, let go of any tension here. One more big inhale. Exhale to draw that belly button in towards the spine, so you can inhale using the core strength to draw you back up to center. Take the nose towards the knees as you hug the knees in towards the chest to realign everything. And from here you can roll to one side or the other and push yourself up. Or you can rock up and down a bit, up and down the spine, giving yourself another massage, up and down the spine. And when you're ready to come back up to a seat, go ahead and stay there at the top of your roll. Take a nice big breath here, drawing your spine up nice and long. Exhale to draw the shoulders down the back. And then let's just inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. May you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. Thank you for joining me today. Do this sequence anytime you need a little bit of low back release. Namaste.